Hi everybody, today we're going to look at measures of center for a grouped frequency distribution using Excel. Notice I have 7 categories of data and I have the frequencies given. We want to find the mean, median, and mode. The easiest one to do is the mode. We just look for which outcome was the most frequent. When I look through the table, I can see that 32 is the highest. When we report the mode, we're not going to say that the answer is 94 to 100. Instead, we're going to give the midpoint. So let's type here that the midpoint would be 94 plus 100 divided by 2. To find the mean and median, we need to find the midpoint for each of the categories. So I'm going to insert a column, and let's find the midpoint of the first category. Again, I'll push equals, parentheses, 80 plus 86, divide by 2, and it gives me 83. I want you to notice that the class width for this example is 7. You get the class width by looking at the difference between either the lower class limits or the upper class limits of each of the different classes. When I look from 80 to 87, that's a distance of 7. From 86 to 93, also a distance of 7. And you can see we have consistent intervals for all of our classes. So instead of finding the midpoint for each of the categories by adding the lower limit plus the higher limit and dividing by 2, I'll hit equals, I'll click on my first midpoint, and I'll add the class width of 7. Then I can click and drag for the rest of the classes. You can see our 97 that we said was the mode appeared again in our list. Before we can find the mean or the median, we need to find the total number of values. I'm going to go under the frequency, I'm going to click on sum, make sure it highlights all of my values and push enter. Now we know we have a total of 115 values. To get the mean, I'm going to multiply the midpoint times the frequency. Because we use cell references, I can click and drag that down. Then I'm again going to push sum, which gives me my overall total. To get the mean, I'm going to divide the overall total by the number of data points, and it tells me that my mean is 99.5. Notice this gave me 1 decimal place. If I want to see if there's more, I can increase my column width, and that gives me the rest of the decimal places. To get the median, I need to think about the position. I have an odd number of data points, so the median is going to occur at the 115 plus 1 divided by 2, which is the 58th point in my data. So what we need to do is look at this as a cumulative list. I started with 12 items, I added 24, then I added 32. Just to keep my labeling clear, I'm going to type F times X in front of my midpoint times the frequency. And then on the right, I'm just going to say cumulative frequency so that we can keep track of where we are in our data set. So I'm going to push equals, click on the 12. On the next one, I'll click equals, I'll hit the 24 plus the previous 12. And remember, we can click and drag. What we need to decide is where is the 58th data point. So here's my first 12, here's 36. The 68 tells me that the 37th up until the 68th data point lies in this 94 to 100 category. This is my median will be 97. So our measures of center are the mean is 99.49565217, the median is 97, the mode is 97. Remember, when you're looking for measures of center for group frequency, we need to use the midpoint to help us find our final solution.